Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Oh, welcome to my channel. In case you're new, what I've been doing for every month in the year 2026 is I've been picking a craft product from my stash and making it the focus of that month. And June we are doing junk, and so today we are going to try a technique from Luise Heinzl using tea bags and stamping to kind of transfer the image to a tea bag and not just stamp straight on the tea bag, because it creates kind of a cool effect. So what you need is your tea bags. She also used tissues, so if you don't have tea bags, you can use tissues. I've got a nice collection of tea bags from tea dyeing paper and a dog who's barking. You will need a permanent ink because we're going to add a wet medium and you don't want your image to completely smear. So I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne and some stamps to stamp with. So I've pulled out a variety. We'll probably finish a full piece in this video, but I'm also thinking I may use this for this month's Christmas card, so I'm going to stamp a few extra bits that are Christmassy. So I'm pulling out, this is the Professor CMS 373. We're going to start with him, although there's a part of me that's like I should just stamp a couple things at once because you need it to dry a little bit but not completely for this to work. So we're going to see how well this works. So conceivably, while the Professor is drying, I could stamp some other stuff. So I'm going to just stamp him up here on my mat in the corner, and I'm going to stamp down. Try not to wiggle because we don't want him to smear. That's not bad. All right, let's set him aside. And I'm grabbing Old Fashioned Christmas CMS 175. And it's best if you don't stick your finger in your stamped image that isn't completely dry yet. I also kind of want to do from Music and Advert CMS 358, this advertisement piece over here. This is from Warehouse District CMS 124. Am I still on screen? Just barely, but we're gonna, let's do this down here. That guy. And another one from that set. Feel like I should stop at this point and start putting stuff on because otherwise things might get too dry by the time I get around to them, because what we're going to do is, I feel like he might still be too wet. And I don't know if I said this is a cereal bag. I know Louisa did it on her like Tim Holtz mixed media mat, but I figured this way I can move this out of the way easily, theoretically. being very careful applying heat to it because it is plastic. So we're gonna stick that down there. Let's go. Don't know that my tea bags are going to be big enough to get all of this on one tea bag, so I think we're going to do overlapping tea bags. And now we're going to add, I'm trying it with matte medium. She used, I don't know what she used for her liquid glue. I don't remember. And I'm gonna, all right, it's not smearing horribly, so we're doing okay there. And I want to, I think, cover the entire piece of tea bag. And it should, we should get the image transferred onto the tea bag if I'm doing this right. And if not, you'll never see this footage. All right, I think I'm gonna go to this one because I'm worried this one might be too dry because you need it to still be wet for the transfer to actually happen. I'm probably gonna go back and just finish adding glue to all of the tea bag so that if I want to use the whole piece, it has the same look, because this is going to add some translucency, like make it into like faux rice paper. Oop. Now, wrinkles are okay, but it's going to impact your image transfer, because if you've got a big old honking wrinkle in the middle of your image, it might not transfer because you need the tea bag to be in contact with the image for the transfer to occur. I'm probably going to stamp a few more images, and I use black for this, but you can use whatever color permanent ink you have. And if you're familiar with distress inks, you can see why the distress inks wouldn't work, because as soon as you put the medium on, they'd go all kinds of smeary. Like your image would be totally smeared at this point. Not sure how well this one's going to work. Just trying to unroll this area so that it's not so thick. I have a feeling this one's not going to work at all. But what we're going to need to do is let this completely dry. So I am going to finish coating all of the bag. So like I said, it's all got the same look to it. And then I think I may stamp a few more images. Whoops. And then I'm going to set this off to the side and let it dry completely, and we'll see if this worked. All right, so I had done some extra ones that I've already pulled off to test it, and I pulled this guy off and it came off great. The one thing I would note is this side where the top side's matte, but the back side where it was touching this material ended up being glossy. So if you want like grungier, less grungy. So we're just gonna pull up the corner and peel it off. Oop. Those two got stuck together. And I do have some extra gluage at the bottom that can get trimmed off. But yeah, so we've got this one. And if you flip it over, you've got that. And granted, it's backwards, but if you're just going for some backgrounding, I don't think it really matters. And then this guy, don't know that it pulled up all of the image. I think I'm seeing ink still on here that maybe had dried a little bit before I put it down. And I'm not sure double layering it worked great because it's a little too thick, but that's all right. Although, honestly, I was thinking about this as I was getting ready to film this video, and I'm like, with the tea bags, I'm not sure that doing it this way is actually all that necessary. I think they're sturdy enough that you can just stamp on them. So let's see what happens if we just stamp. I'm gonna put this down so that it doesn't bleed through onto the mat. Not that it really matters all that much. Let's get out one of the stamps we did. Do another Santa. And we'll use our VersaFine Claire and we'll compare our results. I think what we're gonna get is top layer is gonna be less grungy. Like the front is gonna be less grungy. And the underside will be more grungy, if that makes any sense. I'll show you in a sec what I mean by that. All right, so we press him down. Oh, actually that was fairly grungy. So I think we got a better impression doing it this way than that way, but and it's even grungier on this side. That is an option. I know when Luise did this technique, she also used napkins, which napkins are kind of fragile so you can stamp on them, but you couldn't handle them like this so much after you stamped, whereas tea bags are a bit sturdier since they're meant to go in water. So just some thoughts on that. Let me grab, because what we're going to do is use the professor to create a, I haven't decided if it's going to be the Father's Day card or birthday card for my dad, because in case you're new, my dad's birthday always is right by Father's Day because his birthday is June 22nd. So we're going to make one of the two cards I need to make him using the professor. So let me grab some stuff for that and I'll be back. All right, so I have this alcohol ink background I did, and I'm pretty sure I did a video, like this was in a video where I used alcohol lift inks and some stamping. I can tell you what colors I used: Lake, Monsoon, Cobalt, Glacier, Denim, Mushroom, and Juniper. But the problem is our translucent thing just doesn't stand out enough. So I think we are going to add him to some dictionary page I had in my drawer. And we're going to halo it a little bit so that I'm not going to fussy cut close to him, so he has a little bit more presence is what I'm thinking there. And I'm just trying to decide what the best glue option for this would be, and it's probably going to be my matte medium, which is what we used to create this piece. But before we do that, I also pulled out, I had done some light bulbs separately, and I wanted to have those hanging down. And right now I'm trying to decide, because he's going to go there, and I wasn't thinking and only did 2 light bulbs in black and 2 in brown. And so I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a black, a brown, you know, like 2 blacks and a brown, but maybe I will. Let's go ahead and prep it. So let me cut that out real quick. But I also want to give kind of a glow to our light bulbs. So before I glue them down, I want to add, since I've been redoing my closet, I have located things I forgot I even had. So I have some pastels. So we're going to use, I've got Hansa yellow tint, and I'm going to just use a little bit of that, hopefully to create a yellowy glow for our light bulbs. Don't know how well it's gonna like the matte medium over it. We're gonna see. I think I'm probably gonna like halo cut around the light bulbs as well, so that we keep some yellow glow around them, because why not? That will work. Since this book page is kind of thin, let's do it on our plastic. I'm gonna let this dry, and then we'll come back and see where we're at. Okay, fussy cut everything out and it's all dry, and and that's pretty much what I'm planning on doing. I need to get some cord to be for the light bulbs. Let's go ahead and put him on there. Also want to see, first let's add a little more glue under here. If I can use chalk pastel to add a little bit more yellow around our bulbs. Worked pretty good. I like that has brightened them up. I need to go get the threads I want to use, or the string for the dangling light bulbs, and clean my finger off, and then I'll be back and we'll finish this up. All right, I got some hemp cord. We're gonna use that so that our light bulbs are dangling from something. And I'm just gonna use our glitter glue. I'm gonna cut it a little long just because that'll be easier. All right, I think we're gonna call this done. I do need to put it on a card base, but I'm literally just gonna fold the piece of paper in half and glue it onto it. So don't know that you need to see that. And of course I started, while waiting for this to dry, playing with the other pieces. So I don't have very many of the pieces just straight up left from what we did. I've got this piece because I already fussy cut out Santa. I already glued this onto a base for my next Christmas video, and this Santa, I took it and colored with distressed crayons, and so when you flip him over you can see the colors through him. So yeah, I already started playing with everything else, but that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.